Yep, we're doing 1053 spoiler videos.
Whoa,
I mean, we are
that's a
going
lot
on a
of,
4-week
spoiler
break
videos
after this,
there.
so let's just make the most of it.
All
and
right,
also, this
let's-
chapter is pretty significant,
let's hear
and there's a
all
lot
the juicy
actually that we're
stuff
going to be
that's
going
going to
over in this
happen in
video
this
that
new
we
chapter,
didn't talk
guys.
about in the previous two videos, believe it
Okay.
or not. So we're pretty much going over the entire chapter in this video, so
Okay,
let's
wow,
do it.
okay.
So the chapter
already
opens up
to
with
the
us
whole
seeing
chapter.
the Gorosei reacting
is.
to the new bounty posters being released, and they're
Okay.
saying, "What is this picture? We didn't allow this to be published, and we told them to get rid of the D in the name too." And then the
What?
Marine says, "No, sir, we didn't receive such an order, and that picture is from CP0 agent Mr.
Whoa.
Guernica." Then the Gorosei says, "Reprint this. We cannot
They're
let
really trying
something
to
like
cover
this
up
be
Luffy
seen in
now.
the world." And then the Marine
Holy
says, "We can't
Jesus
contact
Christ.
the printing factory." And then the Gorosei says, "Stop the publication at all costs." So that clears up some of the questions we had coming into this, such as like, if the Gorosei was so against everyone finding out the truth about the rubber fruit, then why would they publish a picture of Gear 5 Luffy on the bounty poster? And yeah, it turns out that they didn't
have
want
no
that.
control
In
over
fact,
it
they didn't
now.
even want the D in Luffy's name on the poster.
Oh
And
my
the
God.
CP0 agent Guernica, I guess that's the guy that we saw running away from.
Alright guys, before we move on, please make sure to go over to Zhoniin's channel and subscribe to him, okay? Please do me a favor and do that for me, alright? If you are watching this video and not a fan of him or not following him, please go over to his channel and subscribe. Like his video and comment on his video too, alright? Help him grow. Okay, you don't have to subscribe to me, but please subscribe to him. He's the one who's putting in all that hard work to make that video be as best as he possibly can. Alright, so please give him a subscribe. Support him.
From the final moments of the Luffy versus Kaido battle. But anyway, we're finding out why the Gear 5 picture is on the bounty poster, and it's pretty much what you expected, because it's
There
Morgan's, and he's laughing here, saying, "Look at this mystic appearance. Spread this to every corner, my workers."
He knows
referring to the
something is
news
up.
coups
That's-
that like drop the
that-
newspapers
that's what's
everywhere.
going on
The last
there.
message from the CP0 agents at Wano before they were lost was, "It's Big Mom's ship." Okay, so finally they're back
How
in the
is Big
fray.
Mom
We
still
haven't
relevant
seen
at
them,
this
or at
point
least
in the
their
story?
ship,
Come on,
since
guys.
they arrived at Wano essentially, and they were knocked
Yeah,
off
they
like the
keep on
incline
failing
by
over and
King.
over.
Now I don't think this means that like Big Mom is on the ship, although she could be, but unfortunately
doubt
we're
it.
not getting any more information on this stuff, so yeah. Then Morgan says, "As if I'll let them manipulate information right now. In this currently changing world, facts are the most intriguing." But are the implications here that the Big Mom remnants stole the photos and just the information in general from these CP agents and
Highly
then
doubt it.
gave it to
I
Morgan?
don't
But anyway,
think
we're seeing
that's-
more of what the
that's the
papers are
case.
saying, and it says, "Emperor Kaido and Emperor Big Mom have been defeated. It took a little time before the world is taken by this huge news. The three pirate captains, Luffy, Kid,
Okay.
and Law,
Okay, so it
managed to
makes sense
take
for the
down
7
two of
days
the
skip.
emperors who have ruled these seas for decades, and thus the
Into that
government has
chap-
placed a 3
chapter.
billion buried bounty on each of their heads. An exceptional amount."
Ooh,
So yeah,
so
we found this
everybody
out in the
knows at
spoilers
this point in
yesterday.
time.
These
Okay.
are the new bounties of Luffy, Kid, and Law. And
Wow.
yeah, I know some of you are going to be disappointed
That
that,
is so
Luffy
crazy.
has
I mean,
the
it
same
makes
bounty
sense
as
just because
them,
they're
but
basically
there's still
crediting
time
them
for
all
him
the-
to climb
you know,
the ranks, and
the
it
whole
could
three.
be a division
All three of
of
them.
Big Mom and Kaido's bounties combined, because their bounties almost added up to 9 billion. So maybe that's what
Okay.
they're going for here. And also maybe the Gorosei isn't ready to pull the trigger on Luffy.
No,
being,
they're
like,
trying
the
to
world's most wanted
downplay
man
him,
yet,
you know,
kind
it's
of like how his
especially at the
dad
start of the
is,
chapter,
but for a different
were
fact, because
especially at the start of the chapter, like they were talking about like who approved of the wanted poster to be the way it is. You know, they're obviously trying to cover it up. They're obviously trying to keep the fact that Luffy is Nika top secret, and that is not going according to their plan, and it is going to get crazy. Oh my god, oh my god.
He's like the reincarnation of their Antichrist Joy Boy. Maybe they're still trying to keep it as low key on a high key as they can. I mean, especially because they didn't want the picture of Gear 5 on there, and they didn't even want the D in the name anyway. So it makes sense that they wouldn't want him to have like the highest bounty and gain even more attention than what he's already getting. But anyway, we're cutting to beneath the castle, and we're seeing Hitetsu talking to Robin. And he's,
I think I tweeted or commented on Twitter somewhere that I think that they're just trying to downplay Luffy and try to cover it all up, that he's, this prophesized person coming at them. So
he says, "Are you interested, Nico Robin?" And she says, "How do you know my name?" And then Hitetsu says, "These are my collections. Aren't these girl Kokeshi dolls cute?" And Robin says, "Not really. Why are your collections here?" And Hitetsu says, "This is my secret hobby room, and also where I was imprisoned for several years." And Robin says, "Imprisoned? Who are you exactly? Are you not a swordsmith?" And Hitetsu says, "Swords crafting is something I'm talented at, but it's just my hobby, since politics really wears one out. My name is Kozuki Sukuyaki, the father of Odin." So yeah, we also found this out in the spoilers yesterday. Huge reveal here. Sukiyaki's original death was like ambiguous, and we didn't really necessarily know if it was true or not, but we just kind of assumed that it was. But yeah, he apparently survived, and he was in prison / hiding out down here. And also, we knew about this place beforehand, actually, because Brooke told Robin that like when he went into his astral form, he discovered this place and the poneglyph within it, and that there was also Kokeshi dolls in there. And that lined up with the original little narration that we got on Hitetsu when it said that he was a collector of Kokeshi dolls. And that's when people started putting two and two together, like, oh, this guy is somebody special, and hey, maybe he's even Sukiyaki. I mean, I wasn't one of them, but there are some people who correctly guessed that he was Sukiyaki this whole time based off of that stuff. But he essentially says that like he's ashamed of himself for not doing anything when Orochi was taking over and Odin dying and everything, and that he shouldn't reveal himself. But then Robin, I don't know, kind of like forcefully changes the subject, and she says it should be here in this country. The ancient weapon Pluton, the poneglyph in Alabasta Kingdom said so. And then Hitetsu says, and indeed it is. So yeah, this was revealed in the spoilers yesterday, and this is huge. So first of all, Robin knew this the whole time, like since she read the poneglyph in Alabasta in chapter 202, which was like 18 or 19 years ago. She knew that it was in Wano, and she didn't say anything for some reason. And Sukiyaki is confirming that it is in Wano. So yeah, Pluton is there, and I guess it might be like inside of Wano, because the way that it's like built, it's like a mountain kind of with like water in the middle holding up all of the islands in Wano, so it might be like in there. And I'm assuming that like before they leave Wano, this is going to be addressed. It's not like they're going to be like Zunisha and be like, oh, that's cool, all right, bye. I mean, maybe it won't be a big deal to Luffy at first, but they're going to like convince him that like, hey, Pluton's here, kind of need to get this. I mean, especially Frankie. So I'm not saying that it's guaranteed the Straw Hats are going to like straight up have Pluton coming out of this arc, but something is going to happen with it. So then we're cutting to Ryokyu, Admiral.
Here's my take on Pluton. I think it's going to go the same way like Fishman Island went with Poseidon. Momonosuke is Pluton, and the so-called ship of mass destruction is Zunisha. That's my take, though.
Admiral Greenbull, and his name is revealed to be Aramaki, and he's like absorbing people because apparently his devil fruit, whatever it is like plant-based, as we could infer from the panel in the previous chapter, but he can like produce like vine things from his fingers, and they like can pierce people and like absorb their nutrients, just like Imperfect Cell could. And he's like absorbing like beast pirates, and not just randoms, but also like king and queen. Like he's stabbing through them, and he's like sucking them dry. Like it looks just like out of BBZ. But Queen's saying, I was staying round on purpose, because you know he was fat and he's like getting thin from his nutrients being absorbed. And then Ryokyu said, I told you, don't do it, didn't I? Someone in my position can't afford to be taken down by mere commanders. The Navy doesn't have any spare manpower for cleanup right now, you know. And then he answers his Den Mushi, and then I think it's made purposely unclear who exactly he's talking to. And he says, hey, I'm here in Wano. Send a warship over. Don't let Sakazuki find out about this, all right? And then he says, I love this style of doing things in extreme ways. You did a great job. That's what I want him to say to me after I take this kid's head. Rah ha ha ha. So that's interesting. I guess he's talking about Luffy here, or it could be a misdirect. Another really interesting thing here is that we're seeing Ryokuyu's face. And in my video yesterday, I pretty much said that it's very likely that he's not Zoro's dad, aka Shimotsuki Ushimaru. But now that we see his face, he has like the same nose and eyebrows as Ushimaru does. And also he's like wearing sunglasses, but when his sunglasses are off, his left eye is being covered. And Ushimaru's left eye is the one that is like scarred. Now, does that confirm that Greenbull is Ushimaru, aka Zoro's dad? No, it could just be a coincidence. But man, it's just so weird that they have so many similarities here. And I'm not trying to say it's guaranteed or whatever. You just make up your mind for yourself. I'll just gladly wait, you know, the next 4 weeks, because we'll probably find out in the next chapter if he is Ushimaru or not. But right now I'll just say I don't know, because I don't want to hype anyone up unnecessarily. But anyway, after this, we're coming back to the capital, and like everyone's essentially partying. The ninjas, the pirates, the minks, the samurais, the yakuzas, and Luffy's like, you guys fought well. Then we get a flashback to Luffy talking to Momo, and he says, don't tell the people of Wano about me. Momo's like, but why? You'll surely be recognized as a hero.
Is Luffy implying that he knows what
this could be because Luffy just wants, you know, Momonosuke, the Scabbards, and everyone else to take the credit, because, you know, it's kind of like their big thing, you know, 20 years in the making. I guess Luffy doesn't want to steal their thunder. But then Kid meets up with Luffy, and he's like, the hell are you getting me involved for? Here, take a look. I came here to kill you. I have no idea what happened outside, but... And then he gives Luffy the paper, and he says, these are the new emperors. And then we find out, of course, that it's Shanks, Luffy, Buggy, and Blackbeard. Yes, Buggy is one of the new emperors. We've been talking about this for the last 2 days. It's pretty crazy, I know. Then Luffy's reaction to this is, what? And like his eyes pop out of his head. Then in the last panel, I guess we're seeing Greenbull again, and he says, well, that's some fun music coming from the festival. The Navy has no time for that, you darn kids. The outside world is a mess. And then I guess he's about to go encounter the Straw Hats and everyone. And yeah, that's where the chapter ends. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, guys. And if you liked it, please give it a like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.
So if you guys have any comments, concerns, anything else, please head over to Zhoniin's channel, Zhoniin, and subscribe to his channel. Alright, guys?